Hello students, welcome to RDBMS online classes. In this today's session, I would like to explain about the concept of joins, SQL joins. So now let us start our session. Okay. Joins. Explain in detail about joins in SQL. What is joins here? SQL joins are used to group the information in different tables. What is the meaning of that? SQL joins are used to group the information in different tables. A join condition is a part of SQL query. A join condition is a part of SQL query that retrieves rows from two or more tables. That retrieves rows of data from two or more tables. But in all tables must have one matching column. Must have one matching column. So joins are used to combine the data. Joins are used to combine the data from different tables. Combines the data from two or more different tables. But the table must have the table must and should have one matching column. In between these tables, in table 1, table, now I want to combine two tables data. Table 1 contain 4 columns. Table 2 also contain 4 columns. So now if you want to combine those two tables data into a single output, how you can use? Compulsory there one rule required. In between, in these two tables, table 1 and table 2 also having one matching column, one common column. If we have, then only the two tables data we can combine. Okay. So now, how many types of joins we have? Let us understand. There are 5 different types of joins in SQL. There are 5 different types of joins in SQL. Below I have given few examples. The first one is inner join, second one is left outer join, third one is right outer join, fourth one is full join, fifth one is self join. Like that, 5 types of joins we have in our SQL. So let us understand about the first one. Inner join. The first one is inner join. The inner join keyword selects all rows from both the tables. From both the tables as long as the condition satisfies. This keyword will create, the inner join keyword will create the result set by combining all rows from both the tables where the condition is satisfies. Carefully observe. Here I have given one symbol. The first circle is called table 1. Second circle is called table 2. So now if you want to combine these two tables data into a single output, here one matching column must and should be required in between table 1 and also table 2. Select table 1 dot column 1, table 1 dot column 2, table 2 dot column 1. So like that, as per your requirement, not collect all columns data. Not retrieve the all columns data from two tables. If you have any requirement, then collect all columns data and combine into represent on the console. Okay. So if you don't have any requirement, if you have only 2 columns data instead of 4 columns or 5 columns, if you have the requirement only for 2 columns, that is column 1 from one table 1, column 2 from table 2, then also we can use joins to fetch the data, nothing but to retrieve the data from that 2 tables. So this is the syntax here. This is the syntax here. Now I am opening SQL Plus window. Now I am connecting first I need to change the size, font size. Then 24 size I am mentioned. So okay, 20 size is enough, and bold fonts I am adding. Okay. So now the font size has increased, the window size also has increased. Now I am connecting with the database. Enter username, system, and admin is password. Okay, right. Now successfully we have connected with the Oracle database in my laptop. And now first we need to create one table. Create table T1. Create table T1. So now T1 contains ID. The data type is number. 3 numbers are enough. 3 digits are enough. And next one, name. Varchar 2. 15 is the, 10 is the size. So table 1 I have created. Why it is showing error? Name is already used by an existing object. Name is already used by an existing object. Okay, the table already created with the T1. The T1 table contains which data? Now we can see. Select star from T1. So carefully observe here. In this T1 table, ID, name, 2 columns data we have. The first one is 1x, second one is y. So ID is 1 column, name is 1 column. T1 table contains 2 columns data. Now I think table 2 data is also already I have created in my laptop. No rows selected. So that means we need to insert into T2 table. Values we are inserting. Okay, values we are inserting 3 or 1. A. Name is A. Yeah, first row inserted. Second row is also I am inserting. Carefully observe. Why I am inserting data here? To use the joins purpose. So here we have, now I am clearing the data, CLSCR. Carefully observe, select star from T1 table. So T1 table contain ID and name attributes. In the T1 table, 2 records available. Now T2 data, T2 table, T2 semicolon. Carefully observe here also ID and name. 2 records available. Okay, in this table also. This is T1 table, this is T2 table. Now these two are 2 different tables now. These two are 2 different tables. Joins definition is what here? SQL joins are used to group the information in different tables. A join condition is a part of the SQL query that retrieves rows from 2 or more tables. But in all the tables must have one matching column. So carefully observe here. T1 table is also having ID and name. T2 table is also having ID and name. So columns are matched now, but tables are different. In real time, you please try to understand here. This is our college data. This is BCom students data. This is BSc students data. So these 2 tables having same columns. Okay, data is different, but columns are same now. So now, as a office clerk, now I want to combine BCom students and BSc students to see how much strength we have in the college. So for that I need to combine these 2 tables data now. So for that we can use the joins concept. Okay, so that is real time example. You better to understand first, then only you will get correct awareness on that. Otherwise you can't understand this concept. Joinser is a part of SQL queries. Okay, if you want to combine 2 tables data into a single output, for that we can use the joins. Not only 2 tables data, if you have more than 2 tables, from that tables also you can combine the data into a single output by using joins. There are 5 types of joins: inner join, left join, right join, full join, self join. Okay, inner join is inner join. Left join is nothing but left, right, full, self or outer joins. Okay, outer is also known as outer joins. So what is the use of inner join here? If you use the inner join keyword selects all the rows from both the tables as long as the condition satisfies. As long as the condition satisfies. This keyword will create the result set by combining all rows from both the tables where the condition is satisfies. Where the condition is satisfies. So select T1 and T1 dot column 1, T1 dot column 2, T2 dot column 1 and T2 dot column 2. Okay. So instead of using here all columns, we can use select star from T1. Okay. Select star from T1. So instead of writing all columns here manually, simply I have used star symbol. Nothing but I want 2 tables all columns data. I want 2 tables from table 1 to 2 columns data, from table 2 2 columns data I want. I don't want to ignore any one column. I don't want to skip any one column in any one table. So that's why first I need to combine all columns from table 1. And table 2 how we can configure? By using inner join. By using inner join. Inner join and T2. Inner join T2. Select star from T1 and T2 also. But T1 table contain how many columns? 2 columns. T2 table contain how many columns? 2 columns. Now I want to combine these 2 columns data. These 2 columns data by using inner join. How we can use inner join? Select star from T1 first table and T2. In between T1 and T2 we have to use the inner join keyword. Inner join keyword. And compulsory that matching columns also we have to mention. On matching column is what here in between 2 tables. T1 having ID and name, T2 having ID and name. Both columns are matched. So that's why one column we have to mention. T1 dot ID equal to T2 dot ID or T1 dot name equal to or T2 dot name. Both are matched columns na? So that's why. Now I am pressing enter key. Then carefully observe here the output is showing like this. This is table 1 data. This is table 2 data. Side by side it is showing. Now you understood about the inner join? Yes, I hope you understood this concept about the inner join concept. And the next one is what? Left join. Second one is left join. Left join. Left join. Left join is also known as left outer join. This join returns all the rows of the table on the left side of the join and matching rows for the table on the right side join. On the right side join. The rows for which there is no matching row on right side, the result set will contain null value. Here the diagram is I have given. Please carefully observe here. Left join. In the previous tables, table 1, table 2. These 2 circles are called table 1, table 2. In this green color shade we have now, that means matching data. Inner join will represent from the both sides, matching data it will represent. Okay. So here all the data has matched or not? ID and name. So all the data is matched. So that's why the total data it is represented on the screen. The second concept is what? Left join. So here if you use the left join in between 2 tables, the left side circle we have now green color shade. First the data should be matched with table 2. Table 1 data should be matched with table 2. Table 1 data is available at where? Left side. Table 2 data is available at which side? Right side. So left side data, left side table data is matching with right side table data. Okay? Then compare with that one, that matching columns. First it will represent, give the from the table 1 only. Okay? Table 1 data, nothing but right side table 1 data, it will retrieve only matching columns, only matching data. Okay? Matching data. Now select star from T1. Instead of using inner join, left join I am using from T2. And next one, matching columns. So two tables data here also representing. There is no difference now because of the two tables having same records. Two records. Now I want to insert one record into T2 table. Insert into T2 values 103 values 3 comma Z, okay, or A. One row created. Now I am using the commit command. So carefully observe. Select star from T1. Select star from T2. So how many records we have in the T1 table? 2 records we have. In the T2 table, 3 records we have. So this is left side table. This is right side table right now because of we are using left join. So same syntax I am using. Carefully observe. Select star from T1. Left join T2 and matching column. T1.id, T2.id equal to T2.id. Carefully observe. Left side data, how many records we have? XY, 2 records we have. And right side table contain 3 records, ZBA. But 2 records, 1 record ignored. Carefully observe. 1 record ignored. Because of the first priority will give the left side table. Because of you use the left side join. From the left side table, all the data will represent on the console. And right side it will represent on the matching data. Nothing but extra record if you have, then that record it will not show for us. So if you use the outer join here, the 3 records it will represent at right side. Okay, 3 records data. Carefully observe. Instead of using left outer join, now I have to use right outer join. Right join and T1.T2, T2.id. Carefully observe. Now if you use the right join, first it will give the priority to right side table. Okay, right side table data. First it will match the rows. How many rows we have? 2 rows. And extra 1 record we have now. If you use the right side join, it will give the priority to right side table. So that's why it is printed all the data from right side table. Got it? So that is the importance of joins. If you use the left side join, left side table data, all the data it will present, and right side that equal position it will show. If you use the right join, first it will give the first priority to right side table. Then it will print all the data from right side table. Okay? It will not give any priority to the left side table. And full join means it will represent all the data from two tables data. Full join means instead of using select star from T, instead of using right outer join here, simply you just use full join and matching column use. So all the data it is representing now. Nothing but table 1 contains how many records? 2 records. Table 2 contains 3 records. All the data it is representing on the console. So that is the main concept of nothing but carefully observe full green available now. These two circles, nothing but all the data it will represent on the console. If you have the data in the table, and in right side, first it will give the priority to that right side table. All the data it will represent from the right side table, nothing but table 2. Okay. Left side, first it will give the priority to left side table. Inner join means matching columns it will represent on the console. So that is the joins concept. Okay. Now joins concept is also over. Next, describe briefly about SQL views. SQL views. How can we create views in SQL, or explain views with example? These are most important concepts. You please concentrate and also better to practice at your home. What is view? First, views in SQL are considered as a virtual table. Considered as a virtual table. A view also contains rows and columns. A view also contains rows and columns like a table. A view can contain all rows of a table or selected rows from a table. That is our wish. Okay, that is our wish. While creating the table, we can assign that. While creating the views on any table, you must have to decide how much view we can provide to the user. Okay, and use of views: restrict access to the data. Restrict access to the data in such a way that a user can see, and sometimes modify exactly what they need and no more. Nothing but what is actually what is view? View is a virtual table. So if you want to store the data, first we need to create one view now. If you want to store the data, first you need to create one table. This is table. Just assume, okay? This is our real-time table. By using create table command, we can create this table. Am I correct or not? This is our table, real table. So if you want to provide a user view, to see their data in our table, directly we can share this table data now. So instead of providing this complete shareable data, this complete original data, instead of providing this original table, instead of providing to share that original data to the user, now I am creating one mirror concept, one view concept I am creating. View is nothing but, it is a virtual table, nothing but dummy table. While creating this view on this table, it will create one mirror. One duplicate image view it will provide. So that is the use of views concept. View is providing the security for original data. View is providing a security for original data. So that's why instead of sharing that original complete table, now I have to provide to the user a mirror of image view. So views are used to see the data only. Okay, not for new insertion data. Views in SQL are considered as a virtual table. Nothing but it is a mirror. It is like a mirror. It will create the views are creating for a original table. Instead of sharing original table, here the view we can share to the user. Carefully observe here. Use of views: restrict access to the data in such a way that a user can see. that a user can see, restrict access to the data. From which person? From users. We are restricting the data by creating a view. If you have not created the view, and directly you can share the data to the user can directly interact with the original data. So instead of interacting that original data, the user can see only a simple view, okay, that has some rules and restrictions. So then user should not approach directly to the original database. So that's why views are very important. Views are very important. For example, if you stand in front of a mirror, your actual image is representing in a mirror now. So in the mirror, you just see, but you can't do anything. Am I correct or not? So like that, the user cannot do any different types of operations, illegal operations. The user can't perform any illegal operations on views because of views can create with some rules and restrictions. Views can create with some rules and restrictions. Summarize the data from various tables which can be used to generate the reports. Views are used to summarize the data and also can provide some reports to generate some reports. So that is the very important thing in SQL queries. Views also playing very important role. How we can create a view? How we can create view on view? Here T1 data we have now. Carefully observe. Select star from T1. T1 data we have now. So now I am creating one view on this T1 table. Okay. Create view. View name. View name is what? T1. We are creating the view on T1 table now. So nothing but T1 underscore view. I am giving the name. This is my view name on this table. Okay. On this table. This is syntax. Create view name. On which table we are creating? That table we can select first. Select star from T1. Select star from T1. And in between here, one as keyword we need to mention. As keyword. Create a view as on table this one. Now I am pressing enter key. View created or not? Create view name. So this is view now. So that's why I have assigned the name view also. T1 underscore view. Then only we can easily identify this name. If you read this line T1 underscore view, then it is view. You can understand. You can treat like a view this one. So a normal table having normal name T1. So what is the difference between table and view? Table having a normal name, view having table T1 view, T1 underscore view. Okay. So select star from table. If you want to see the table data directly, you can use select star from T1. But if you want to see the data, same data, T1 view, you can use T1 view, T1 underscore view, because of we have created a view on T1 table. The same data it will represent on the console. So now you have understood about this. The output is showing now. Same data it is showing. View can create a mirror. A view can create on the table of original table. So instead of sharing that original table name, here we can use a dummy view for the user. Then it will provide the security for our data. It will restrict the data because of by using views you can't perform some operations, but by using table one direct by using table directly you can perform some different operations. So the data is also sometimes misplaced. So to avoid this type of errors, we can create the views concept. We can create the view on that particular table. Then if you share that particular view to the user, then user can't perform some illegal operations. So that is the major concept of views. So this is creation syntax, how to create the views and how to share the views. Okay, how to share the view to the user. Now I want to drop that view. How you can drop means deleting. So my view task is over. Now I want to remove that view. So that's why I am dropping. So if you want to delete a table, drop table, table name we can use. If you want to drop the table, if you want to drop the view, drop view name. Here our view name is what? T1 underscore view semicolon. View drop it. Okay, view drop it. So like that you can create the view, you can say share the view and you can drop the view. Okay, and views concept is also over. In the next class I will explain about the sequences. Today I am going to ending this session. Thank you very much.